Well, I know your band was, pretty big in the music industry, and I'm just wondering if, your love of music, do you think you'll ever try to get back into the industry again, or are you just going to kind of stick with doing music, by yourself and just enjoying it?
Well, there's been a few opportunities to, do, a band or something, and after the whole experience, don't get me wrong, the experience was amazing. It's just to find a band and to go through the whole process again and find members that are on the same exact page as you are, wanting and willing to give it all, and it's really difficult. It really is. And even so, I was very hands-on with the business side of the band, and I've always been intrigued by it. I worked for a couple of management companies before the band. I worked for a record label before that. And so I've always been wanting to get in the management side, and that's what I've been doing the past few months anyways. So that's really where I'm headed as we speak. And obviously as I get more time, as I recover and heal and stuff, that's my goal, is to be able to run, to help manage some bands and stuff. And I'm always looking anyways. So definitely the business side. So.
Philip Bloom is our guest right here on Anything Goes on KCR College Radio and KCRLive.com. If you're just tuning in, Philip was part of an upcoming band. They were opening for Third Eye Blind. They were on the verge of putting out their record as part of Universal Motown Records, which signed Blue Sky Reality, the name of their band. But then Philip, unfortunately, suffered from almost just a devastating car accident. As I mentioned, 9 stomach surgeries, 1 back surgeries, 2 elbow surgeries, and then almost 2 years to the date of the accident, December 26, 2009. Still recovering and, as he said, in a wheelchair and trying to do everything he can to not make sure that this is a permanent thing. Philip, I want to ask you, I can only imagine that this type of accident and kind of the things that have resulted in terms of the recovery and the 6-month hospital stays in the 3 different hospitals, that it's certainly a life-changing event. What's the biggest difference between Philip Bloom before the accident and now the current Philip Bloom?
That's honestly a tough question, because if you ask anyone that knew me before and knows me currently, they'll say nothing has changed, and I'll kind of agree with that. If anything, my whole life, my father had tons of medical issues, and sadly we had to live with it and see how he dealt with it, and I really think that is what helped me get through what I had to deal with. Without seeing what my father went through, I would have been lost. Not saying that I wasn't anyways, but I think the only thing that's really changed is that I think positively. I think happier thoughts, probably. It sounds kind of cheesy, but I do believe in hope, and I'm a true definition of a miracle. I really do believe that. I was not meant to survive that accident, and so having the people and everyone around me, it's been a blessing. It really has been. So honestly, change-wise, the only thing that's changed for me is that I'm now not 6'3" standing. I'm 6'3" sitting at all times. So that's about the only difference, I would say.
Yeah, I have to say, I totally admire your positivity. It's amazing, and it sounds like you're on a great path. And so I'm just wondering, in this path, where do you go in terms of your recovery from here? What, will you continue with physical therapy, or how does it work?
Well, it's really tough because everyone has their own medical programs and insurance and stuff like that. I've been fortunate enough that Kaiser has been 100% behind me, at least, in willing to further my physical therapy. So I do physical therapy 2 times a week. I work out at a gym with a trainer 3 to 4 times a week, and I also have a private trainer that specializes in bones and muscles and stuff that helps me get ready for physical therapy. So I have a pretty tight schedule with working on recovery and stuff. So there's a lot of options out there. There's a lot of technology that's coming out. There's this exoskeleton that came out from this Israeli company called Argo. And it's actually really cool because they invented it for soldiers to carry a heavy load of equipment, but they realized that they can use this for paraplegics. And they actually just started preliminary testings at this Downey Rancho Center in Downey. And it's just about to start, and I've been trying to get onto that because it'd be an amazing experience, and plus to be one of the first people to actually try this new technology that is going to be a life-changing for not only paraplegics but for tons of medical conditions out there. So, there's tons of opportunities out there. It really comes down to each person and what they're willing to give and what they're willing, to really try and work for. I mean, everyone's different. I mean, I met tons of people in the hospital. When I was forced to go to group therapy, and I'm not really one to speak up a lot in group therapy. It's just not my kind of setting. But there's just a lot of people that were just really negative, and just everything was like, oh, this is so bad. I'm living like this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, you live like this, but what can you do about it? There's nothing, unless if you work towards a positive ending. And so I think, luckily, I was able to see that firsthand. And so I've only wanted the best and only wanted to strive and get better. So, I mean, for me, there is no end until I am walking and probably running faster than anyone else in this world, because I do believe that will happen one day with technology and everything. So, I mean, physical therapy, there's tons of other stuff out there, just equipment and technology. There's, obviously there's the testing going on in Europe and stuff, but as of right now, it's just the standard physical therapy where I use leg braces, and I walk down the halls and just try to build up my stamina so I can be using the leg braces at my home. So, I mean, that's the goal right now.
And where do you want to be in about 5 or 10 years?
Where do I want to be? That's a tough question. I mean, I don't know how to answer that. Obviously, doing well in music and whatever that is, management-wise, or running a studio or something. But I mean, other than that, being healthy and being, that's basically it. Not worrying about my health right now, because as of right now, it does hold me back. So that's the one thing I look forward to, is being able to be 100% independent, and not have to worry about any more health issues or anything, because it can get rigorous. So.
Well, Phil, whatever it is in 5 or 10 years, wherever you're at, we can only wish you the best of luck. Thanks for joining us, and you truly are an inspiration to us. Good luck with everything, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks, man.